Hi, this is Cheryl Cook, and I'm so glad that you've joined me for the Take Action, Get Big Results system. You are probably out of breath if you've been running on the hamster wheel like I was, and so I'd just like you to take just a minute here and take a deep breath. This time is going to be for you, to help you take steps off that hamster wheel and get control of your life and get the results that you want. The results really are what we want in our lives and in our business. I have a workaholic personality, type A personality, and I'm also a perfectionist. Those are all kind of the perfect storm for running on a hamster wheel, and so I'm sure you can identify with those same kinds of things, and I'd like to help you get off that hamster wheel as well. I was raised on a farm where working hard was what was valued, and you know that also contributes to the myth that you have to work hard for your money. And there were a couple of words that I didn't have as part of my vocabulary. One of those was no. I didn't never know how to say that, and can't wasn't part of my vocabulary. I'm a can-do kind of person, and I, like to say yes when I can. But learning the appropriate times to say those is important. I started my business while I was still working a full-time job. I would work on my business early in the morning before I left for my job, over lunch, and then when I returned home from that job late at night, I'd be working on my business. Once I made the leap to working full-time in my business, I found that these working early morning hours through late night hours had really become a habit to spend all that time working on my business. It didn't mean that I was necessarily any more productive. I had really confused being busy with being productive. I was very good at moving papers around my desk. I attended all kinds of events. My calendar was full. I invested in personal development. But, like a lot of entrepreneurs, I was afflicted with what I call the bright, shiny object syndrome. I got lots of great ideas like entrepreneurs do from books we read, from newsletters we see, from teleseminars we're listening to live events we attend. And everything was, even just driving down the road, I would get great ideas there. And, as an entrepreneur, we think we have to implement all these things. I had this long to-do list. I had volumes 1 to 3 and was adding to it on a daily basis. And, I made available to myself technology so that I had task reminders that would come up on my computer. But I got so many reminders that after a while I just simply ignored them because I was overwhelmed. I overestimated what I could really accomplish. And, being a perfectionist just only compounded that problem because I, had this idea I could accomplish all of these things in a short amount of time because I'm an overachiever. And then as a perfectionist, I just could never quite get something off the ground. And I felt like a failure when I couldn't get everything done that I thought I could. I tried to do everything on my own, and I thought that I would be a failure if I had to ask for help. I was buried in emails because I subscribed to every free newsletter available. I learned lots of new things, and I'm a junkie for all things free. But I was drowning in emails. I created really big plans for my business, but I either didn't execute them all or I got discouraged. I got busy on the wrong things. I did schedule time to work on my business, but then I didn't often follow through on those plans. Someone else had plans for my schedule. I said yes to more and more things, and I was thinking this might be the answer. But I wasn't really seeing the results I wanted in my business. In fact, I realized I couldn't keep doing the same things expecting different results. That's what we call the definition of insanity. So I began to experiment with the way I worked. I began to discover I was doing many of the right things, but I was doing them in the wrong way. So I began to create systems to help me take the right kind of action. I started seeing results. I developed tools that helped me in this system that I developed. I shared those with my clients and helped them use the same system. And that's all culminated in what I'm sharing with you now. So I have some next steps for you. First of all, we're going to make this quick. You're not going to be spending lots of time listening to me rambling on and on and on. But in fact, we're going to spend working hand in hand, making it possible for you to step off that hamster wheel. Your very next steps are to assess where you are right now. If we know where you're at right now, and remember, there aren't any right or wrong answers. It's just simply a picture of where you're at right now. That'll help us know where your starting point is, and it'll help us to be able to point back to the incredible success that you've achieved in just a very short time. We're going to be releasing to you every few days the next steps. We're going to help you work through it. I'm going to be there holding your hand, encouraging you, perhaps encouraging you to stretch just a little bit. But this is all about taking action. And while it's said that you can lead a horse to water, you still can't make them drink. It's still going to be up to you to take the action. I'm going to do my best to inspire you, to encourage you, and to challenge you to think bigger. But it's going to take your agreement to work with me on this. So I hope you're excited about getting free of all of the things that are on your plate and turning those into productive results, big results for your company. So I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Be sure and follow the instructions on the screen that you see in front of you. Once you've answered the questions, you'll want to save those answers and click the Submit to My Coach button, and then you'll be ready for the next lesson. Know where you're going. So I look forward to seeing you there. Here's to your success.